All right, shalom, 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 everybody. This is Ivan the Trinity of Water with another Purpose television show. So, this is my thing, you guys. One of my biggest problems with, I'm not just going to leave it at Christianity, but just with religion, period, is that I understand you always have to learn the basics, right? Anything you do, you have to learn the basics of it. And then what do? You make it your own. But a lot of people just can't get that for whatever reason. And I believe it's because they don't know how important it is to do things a natural way because you have like a natural rhythm and flow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a rhythm and flow. It could be at the gym. It could be working with a saw. It can be, as an example, what I'm about to use right now. It can be in school. Just doing things your rhythm, meaning your words, how you write it, how you type it, whatever the case may be. So, what I want to do is this, right? Matter of fact, let me get this one. I want you guys to hear a video of a tutorial that my teacher was doing, right? And I'm going to let you know right after you hear it exactly. And it's nothing against her. I get it. I mean, it's tradition. I get it. You know what I mean? People, so and so did it, so and so did it, so and so did it. Why don't I do it? Now, it doesn't seem to be working too well, but each their own. Each their own. So, I want you to hear this.
It doesn't mean your personal understanding necessarily. It means the understanding that you're gaining from this class. So I've had other students who do this assignment and they forget to include what they've learned in this class, and it's written from their perspective. And so you may have a different perspective than what we're teaching, but the content of the stuff that we are teaching is a historic, traditional Christian worldview, and it's okay for you to have a different opinion. But in this class, for this essay, we want to see that you are understanding the material that we are teaching you about the historic nature of the Christian worldview and what that all of the Christian worldview.
So, what she's trying to say in a very nice way, we don't give a crap about your opinion. Is I want you to learn this material, and as you go from class to class, I want you to learn the traditional worldview of how you should be indoctrinated and how you should think. Now, does that sound a little harsh? Maybe, depending. But she's probably indoctrinated. I'm sure she's indoctrinated to a certain degree. So it's fine. It is completely fine. But I'm going to tell you the problem I have with it, right? Now, I know exactly what she's looking for. She doesn't know that. She thinks, this idiot, like, let me put it in this way. No, exactly what she's looking for is references. Just like when you're writing for a newspaper, a magazine, things of that sort, they don't really want to hear your opinion. They want to hear sources of people that's proven. They want to hear from them. They don't want to hear from you. Now, so I completely get it. It's just for me, and it's not even hard to do. It's not hard to do, but it's giving 10% of what I know I could give. Let's put it that way. It's like it's not enjoyable. Not saying school is supposed to be, but when I'm able to flow and create myself, it's enjoyable. I enjoy it. So I mentioned this guy named Will Rogers, Dr. Will Rogers, Master Teacher 33, right? And one of in his videos, one of many of his videos, now I shouldn't say one, no, many of his videos, he gives this verse, right? And this is huge. So I want you to hear this because this right here is what's going to tie everything in and it's going to show you why I really don't like doing it like that. So Hebrews 6, 1 and 3, New Living Translation. So let us stop going over the basic teachings of Christ again and again. Let us go instead and become mature in our understanding. Surely we don't need to start again with the fundamental importance of repenting from evil deeds and placing our faith in God. So, what do you get from that, right? What do you, because at first, years ago, I'm like, the basic teachings, like, that Bible is deep. No, but as time went on and I matured and, and learned or remembered, I should say, here's the thing: basic instructions before leaving Earth, right? Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Let us move on from those basics. On to what? The living word. Well, where does it live? In us. In us. The word has to become flesh, y'all, is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm getting at. The word has to become flesh. So, what's the problem? The problem is this: so many people are stuck in tradition, in any school or any, let's say it might be a pastor or whoever you're learning from. They're going to teach you tradition and they're going to do it repetitively. And how do you build faith? How does faith come? How does faith come? By hearing the word, hearing and hearing the word of God, right? So, another quick point, because I have to, with that verse, I literally have to interject something really quickly. Now, I'm saying it in a silly way, but I'm really serious. Okay, yes. What do you get from that? Yes. Faith comes by repetitively doing something. Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing. But it does not say faith comes by hearing the word of God. That is not what it says. It says faith comes by hearing and stop sign. Stop sign. So it says after A-E-A-N-D, what does it say? The word of God. But what else? It says in. Faith comes by hearing. So it's saying that's not always talking about God or about the Bible or any religion. What that's talking about, you guys, is whatever you hear. So if you constantly hear this tradition repetitively, after a while, your faith will begin to be in that, right? And that's why anytime I do any assignments in that class, I'm so sure to go back with it, right? Watch it a little bit, or a lot of times I make it my own. I could read through it, just like that verse, right? So I let them. You can think that you're 1,000 times more intelligent. I'm not more intelligent. I'm not less intelligent. I'm just me. I'm just me, and that is a beautiful place to be, you guys. It's like it humbles me, and a lot of times that's how I get my information from source. They say that about Moses. They said Moses, um, Aaron, they came to Moses, and Aaron said, "Well, I hear from God too," and he didn't tell me that manna was going to fall from the sky. Moses said, "I'm such a humble person." Source, God, Big G, literally, like, so he speaks to me. And I'm not talking about how we talking. You get the gist of it, right? And that manna damn sure came, didn't it? See, confirmation right there. Thank you. So my thing is, the faith comes by hearing. If you're like a video I did yesterday, if you're hearing that you're less than, if you're hearing you can't do something, if you're hearing or arguing all day in drama, whatever it is, consciously or unconsciously, your faith will be built in that. Now, let's move on from the stop sign. Now we could go. The light is green, right? So now, what else? Hearing the word of God. So it's like saying you have a choice. Your faith can be built in this, or your faith can be built in that, right? What most, and it's not, like I said, this is not by any means judging or, demeaning any pastors or anything like that. I'm just saying, from my point of view and my understanding, they skip right past the end. Meaning, when it says end, they just like it's not there. And it's a lot of verses that's in the Bible, the Helos Biblios, Sun Book, that, my friends, it's a lot of verses that have um that have sayings like that, and they just skip over it to make it make logical sense when you don't serve well, I don't know what kind of God you serve, but the one I don't serve a logical source. It's anything but logical, but we try to make it that because tradition says that's the way it's supposed to be. So if you're in class or in school and you're I'm going for theology and Christian studies. So if you're in school, don't let them indoctrinate you. Don't drink that damn Kool-Aid, baby. It's within. Move on from those basic teachings, and that's and I'm not look. The society, the world, everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, just like you and me, exactly where we supposed to be. But it's our job to say, you know what? This hasn't been working. These basic teachings over these hundreds of years, I understand it was changed in 1600, Council of Nicaea, and all that deep, deep stuff. I'm saying what's being given traditionally, if you take it within, it's enough. I promise you it's enough. I promise you. You got my word. I'm giving my word. You get it? You have my word. It's enough. So you don't have to worry about the Council of Nicaea and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Don't fill your head. Don't build your faith in that, right? So what I'm saying is this. You have to become those words. It reads you. And as it reads you, it says, are you ready? What level are you at? It gives the level of understanding, right? So it's reading what you want from it, right? So, like I say, if you want to disprove it, you'll get it. You will get it. If you just heard me, you have nowhere else to turn. And this might be your first time reading it. It will console you. It will give you some verses that will console you. Whatever it is you're looking for. If you want something else and you want to go numbers anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm just saying whatever you're looking for. So when I talked about being humble, it's I go when I read it, right? When I read the Bible, I read it like it's almost like it's my first time. And I'm excited because I do. Some people say don't have expectations because that's the cause of most anxiety and being sad. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But no, I had expectation, right? That I have expectation that I'm going to, you know, I'm going to get a message. I'm going to get something that's going to help me, and by helping me, that helps humanity. But I'm going humbly, very humbly, and then I get it. I get it. It's like I'm coming. My vibration is very high, but it's almost like a stillness. Be still and know that I'm God. It's like a stillness. So, because you're waiting to hear that still voice. So, when it says hearing the word of God, so once you get past one portion of you're of no longer hearing all of the negativity and taking in what people are saying about you that's negative. Anything that's said about you doesn't that doesn't meet who you truly are. Drop it. I call it mental consent. You know how you have sexual consent? If a woman say no, 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 or a man, no means no. Same thing mentally. If you saying something to me, I do not receive it unless it's for my highest good. I said no means no. You don't have my mental consent. You might as well stop talking because I'm not even going to hear you. It's going to go in one ear and out the other. I won't have an ear to hear what you're saying because I have an ear to hear what Source is saying. Do you get what I'm saying? You get it? You know what two ears make, right? It makes this type of heart. Where did this type of heart come from, y'all? Two ears make this type of heart. The heart don't look nothing like this heart. Where did that heart come from? The two ears, when it's combined, looks like a heart because when you have ear to hear, it seeps down to your heart. And so as a person thinketh in their heart, so they are. So do not, under any circumstances, let somebody else make you who you are. And your faith is built on them. I don't give a damn who they are. So once you get past hearing that, right, and you no longer hearing that mess, and you're taking in, like I said, the video yesterday, you're buying in love, joy, peace, meekness, self-control. And also, don't forget, a lot of people forget this, also long suffering. Now, I like to throw some peace in some long suffering, but I'm just saying it's in there. Plain old simple. That is a part of the fruit of the Spirit. We cannot keep looking over that because I didn't have some long suffering. Didn't say short. You don't even know when that suffering gonna end. But anyway, yeah, that you taking that fruit in, right? Then you're moving on. So faith in hearing. So you're moving on. Now it's time to go within. Not saying you already wasn't within getting better, but I'm saying it's time to go deep. Diving deep. A deep dive in to hear from source. So when you're reading the Bible or anything else, any other spiritual text, look at it. I'm not saying you got to agree with me. I definitely not. But just act like it's almost like another person that's sitting there, like a Buddha or something. I mean, act like it's something like that, or like Christ is literally sitting there and is reading what your intentions are. And if your intentions are right, that still doesn't mean that things may go right in your life. So don't just ask for your will. Always remember that. People is because it's so, I don't judge. That's why, because it's so easy to forget. We're all doing our will. Say, Source, what's your will? Because it's not going to look like, it might be some long suffering in there. And you like, shoot, I ain't mentally consider, hey, I can sit into that. But see, when you go in, it's different. It's different because you have to be built. We all have to be built. And the higher we go up, level to level, new devil to new devil, baby. So you're asking, but what's your will? This is why God says, I give you what you need, not what you want, because we don't know what we want. We do not know what we want. At the most, we have an understanding, an understanding, or overstanding of things and how they operate enough to know, okay, I'm not playing this game and I'm going to make this paradise. But as far as just someone just knowing everything, or people, I don't care how cocky they look, how confident they look. Listen, at some points, everybody gets lost. I know this for a fact. How do I know this for a fact? Because it's a 10% piece of source that passes all understanding. That's number one. Number two, that's why you give your 10% tithe of your time. So you can be up there. You can get the messages. And while everybody else don't have it, and they didn't have the time, you made time. Just like you want to make money, you can make some time. Time to do what? Time to do what you need to do. So I'm not saying nothing wrong with making money, because I'm damn sure gonna make me some. But I'm also damn sure gonna make the time for source. Yeah, I flexed on that. I did. Y'all caught me. Ego got in a little bit. You caught me. So my thing is, now you're starting to get the ears. Those are like spiritual wings too. You're starting to get, especially my big old man, I got some ears on me. Anyway, so you're starting to get the ears to hear, and you're becoming the word, meaning you're getting the vibration, the tone, right? You're getting the tones. You're getting, there was another word, you guys, that I really, oh yeah, the vibe, the vibration. You vibing. You know, us melanated people, we can vibe. You know, we got that vibe to us. We got that swag to us. Do you know that's a gift? A lot of people don't know that's a gift. But do you know, when I got stuck in religion when I was married, I lost that. And a lot of people, you know, it was they, not that they really treated me different, but it was another energy that I brought that just, it was not me. Don't lose your glow, your swag. That you ever hear, you got soul. Soul Train. Neither here nor there. You got soul. Don't lose that, y'all. Don't lose your vibe. That word is a vibration. See, we're taught traditionally it has to come this way. Nah. Humbly, however your will be done. But everybody else's will is being done. What's their will? We want to teach tradition. Has it been working? What's insanity? To do the same thing over and over and over again. But again, they have the money. They have the suits. They have all the land. They have the schools. And they're indoctrinating. Well, do you? Like I say, everything is where it's supposed to be. I learned that it's exactly where it's supposed to be. If we didn't have opposition, y'all, and not saying they're our enemies, they're not, unless they're against us. But if we didn't have opposition, how could we be strong? So, me personally, I'll play the game with you. I'll give you your sources and all that other little, all that other little low hanging fruit of tradition. Ooh, ooh, I'm about to study some basics. I'm gonna get the basics. I'm gonna give you, and how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna dumb myself down to a degree where each paper just gonna get a little bit better. Because it really does not matter to me how intelligent any teacher, student, or anybody else thinks I am. And you know what? That actually helps me. That helps my humbleness. That truly helps my humbleness. To where I'm like, if so many people thinking low of you, and you thinking that damn high of yourself, still and yet it humbles you. See, if they're thinking low of you, but you think low of you, then it will depress you. But when you know who you are, I'm gonna give you one of the biggest secrets. I always was meaning to say in the video, but didn't get a chance to. Do not even keep, and I did say like withhold your gift. Not saying not be you, but you don't have to share with everybody. Don't give your pearls to swine. And this is the big one. Act like you're Batman. Now you think I'm joking, I'm not. It's like act like act like you have a secret. Imagine if you had $10 million in the bank, right? And if I did, no one would know it anyway. I would act just like I act now. And let's say people are calling you broke. They're laughing at you. They're doing this. You're seeing people true intentions, right? They're intentions, right? But you know you got this 10 mil put up. Nobody knows about it. That gives you a sense of power. It's a feeling. When when I was 22, 21, somewhere around there, I had this brand new Commander. It was all nice, top of the line. But like I started driving late. I started driving really late in my life because I was hanging with older people, and I'm like, they got cars. What I need to learn how to drive for? Long story short, I was still catching the bus to two of them. I was working two jobs. I was still catching the bus. Before I got the truck and I was catching the bus, I'm like, oh man, this is embarrassing, man. These weirdos and all this. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm back to this. I used to catch the bus when I was younger. But once I got the vehicle, it was literally like, oh well, I know what I got at home. You know what I mean? I'm good. I know what I got. That gives you a sense of power. So if you need to do that, I'm telling you, try it out. It works. So it's like when you can, be yourself, be Clark Kent. I know that's Superman. I'm saying like my words. So be, like that, right? I can't think of Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I think it's Bruce Wayne. Be Bruce Wayne. But no matter how they treat Bruce Wayne, you know who you are, because when you go by yourself, I'm Batman. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. They don't need to know. I have things shared with me in secrets that most don't know. But I'm going to tell you something so big, y'all. I need you to listen. When you give those secrets, either for gain, I'm talking about those, if you have them, you know what I'm talking about. For gain, if you give those secrets for approval or someone to like you, or if you give it to try to sound intelligent, I promise you got my word again, it does not work for one. It never does. No matter how brilliant it may sound, you know where it came from, they will not understand it. It passes their understanding. And you hindered yourself. I learned this several times of doing it. And you're probably going to do it anyway. Because a lot of us, we were ignored and never, so long and never acknowledged for anything. And after, once you start applying yourself and you start getting some knowledge and some wisdom, you want to share it. So I completely get it. But do me a favor. Once you learn what I just told you, share that with somebody else. Hey, you got to bump your head sometimes. You bump it enough, you learn to duck, right? So I'm going to end this message. I have a lot to do today. I'm going to mention the round table again of 12 individuals that's, like-minded but separate, but like-minded in the fact that, we have different opinions. We're individuals. That's what makes us brilliant and beautiful, our differences. But I can already sense it. It's like people that is not going to judge you for having a different opinion, right? That's what makes the world beautiful. That if everyone just was the same, that it wasn't meant to be that way. So anyway, I'm just bringing that up to say that I actually forgot what I was going to say. So now I'm bringing that up to say this, right? I need to start every day being more humble, more obedient, and more saying, okay, what, how people always say they want to leave their will, and it sounds great. I'm gonna leave my will for my kids and my kids, and I'm gonna leave my will. Do you think they called it a will on accident? These words have a meaning, you guys. So it's like everything is about leaving your will, preparing for life. But is life actually a promise? Or is passing, not dead, or is passing a promise, a guarantee? May or may not be. I don't know. I believe it. I don't know. But we don't prepare for that. And say, Source, what's your will? If I leave that your energy imprint for my kids, Solomon, everybody talks about that wisdom of Solomon, but the biggest nuggets was in Ecclesiastes. When it was all the vanity of vanity and fixation. Because no matter how much you get, you'll never be full. He like, I can leave all this legacy and all this and do all this work for people, my kids, they might just blow it. You know your kids. Come on. I'm not talking about whoever watching this. I don't even know them. So, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying that just because you feel you might be leaving a legacy by leaving tons of money, it's great. Especially for us, we need that. But what I'm saying is, when you leave that energy imprint, let them kids know who they are. I believe the children are our future. Let's teach them well and let them lead the way. Do you want to pass this on to them? Because that's our will. That's tradition. That's the will of my teacher. Brother Will, do you agree with me? Do we want to pass this tradition on to our children? Do we want to keep being insane? Do we want to keep saying, well, eventually, hey, it's going to work somehow? It ain't working. It's too basic. It's not working. So now we got to move on to, and remember I said I had this download that wasn't fully downloaded, but it was about the perfected Adam. This has something to do with that. I can't even explain. I'm going to be real. Listen, I don't know everything. Then again, I do know everything. But also I know nothing. So it balances itself out, right? Another form of humbleness. But anyway, yeah, listen. So the perfected Adam, y'all. So let us move on to perfection, not the perfection that the world says. Do you know how many times in the Bible, when it talks about perfection, peace, it always says, not like the world said? Because the world is theatrical. The world is like illusions to indoctrinate you in some type of way. And like I said, the devil's not coming with a pitchfork and some ears, y'all. What did Lucifer say? Lucifer said, I'm coming down to be worshipped. And I'm coming as an angel of light. So these things are going to look like it's logically the way to go. That's why source is in logic. So if you're not pure-hearted and you're doing, for whatever reason, I'm knocking you. But what I'm saying is certain revelations you won't get. Maybe it's just not your time. But like I say, if you're doing your spiritual work and you're stuck in tradition, you're going to get sent a strong delusion. You're going to get sent. And I have me a lot of suits. Nothing wrong with the suit. But I'm saying you're going to get sent somebody on the pulpit because it's going to come how you said, because you want your will done, like tradition. And that's where you're going to get your word from. And you know what? I've gotten several words that they said. My mother could be listening to it. I'll walk upstairs and I'm out here preaching, and it's exactly what I needed. So therefore, when you really expand your consciousness, that's why you don't knock anything. It's all useful. It's all just energy. So even if what's being said isn't something you agree with, you know what it's saying, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna do a video on that. But anyway, you'll get it where you want it from. You have free will. Free will. Do you get it? Will, I'm telling you, etymology, words that are spelt different but sound the same, they have a big correlation, you guys. Nobody taught me this. I've never had a teacher. I've never had a teacher. I learned this all on my own, just like riding a bike. And just like riding a bike, I bust my ass a couple times. Got right back up, right? And luckily, nobody saw it. So I kept my cool points too. That's a win-win situation. So, I'm not quite led to. It's something else that I really need to say. Anyway, this is what came right now. So, just question everything. When question your reality, question where your thoughts came from, question where your beliefs came from, question everything. And question, are you doing your will? Oh, that's what I was on, like that strong delusion. Or are you stuck in tradition and you don't have to, because it takes some guts, y'all. For real, I understand if you can't. Trust me. I'm not mad at you at all. To study something, some for almost their whole life, and everybody around them believe this, and you say, you know what? This, I have to move on from these basic traditional teachings. So the disciples, when they were getting hunted in their message, it was, it wasn't received well. If you come and you come like this, and what you do is, you say, I have the word of God, the word of the Heavenly Father, and when the Heavenly Father sent me to tell you one thing, see, I could do it. That ain't it. That ain't it. And I'm not knocking anybody who's saying this, but like going back to it, it takes a lot of courage to say, I'm moving on to perfection. I'm questioning my reality. I'm questioning everything. Is this a delusion? Which they say we're 70% water. They say that, I believe 90. But anyway, is your water diluted? Do you know that? You hang around acidic people? See, that was one of the few things that Dr. Sebi left off. Your water in your body. So you might say that sounds crazy. Well, the moon shows affects all water. People's tones affect, and their attitudes, perspectives, and so on affect the energy in the room. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And it can make your water more acidic. So that's why pH in your water is more here than out here. Everybody's looking, hey, if you eat broccoli, broccoli in Michigan is well, if you eat this, you eat too much fruit, you get diabetes, I have seen this is what I've seen. Almost every food you can name. I've seen benefits from it and why you should eat it, and the exact opposite. Eat what the hell you want that you feel is good for you. If eating McDonald's and pizza, I'm talking about every day. Say you're eating it 5 times. Come on now, this is be real. But what you truly feel, you can lie to everybody, but you cannot lie to yourselves. You can't. Eat what you feel is healthy, and mentally. Now, grace is that's all. I get it. That is cool. But when it comes in, what comes into your mouth will not defile you. Get it? It's what comes out of your mouth. When it comes in, do you understand what the lost gospel, what time is? Do you understand? Overstand that. What comes into your mouth will not defile you. It will not define you either. It will not define you. It's coming to your world, your your verse. This right here has the capability to say, okay, you're coming to do this. This is your job. 12 systems of the body. Okay, you're helping this system. You're helping this. You're helping that. You've come to help. And I know I'm getting deep just about food, but I'm just really getting sick of everybody like, oh, what can I eat? Eat what the hell you want to eat. You got? Does it not say, do not worry about what you shall eat? Come on, y'all. We got to move to perfection. That's basic. Nutrition and all that stuff. Yeah, it's cool. But work out. Work out, even if it's just walking. Eat what you feel is healthy, and then take you a day off. I know everybody like, oh, do this daily. Rest in peace. Take you a 7th day. That's actually your most powerful day. The most powerful day of creation was the seventh one. And I'm gonna do a video on that because that is deep. That is deep, and you know what? It's still going on. But yes, it's still going on. I'm the seventh generation. Watch. I'm gonna tie it all in. Look, y'all. We have to get to a point to where we stop letting people scare us. I never thought we'd get to the point where people scared to eat some damn broccoli. Broccoli. Well, you know, it's not real. It was, chemically engineered. None of this mess is really real. All of it have chemicals. Our body, what they don't tell you is the strength of our body. We have capabilities, you guys. People, heck, my grandma lived to almost 100, and my uncle. They ate pig feet, and you know how they eat down south. Hog, maw, almost every day of their doggone life. People, I was watching this one show. They were talking about people in other countries, and how not only is the food completely different, but they're living to be like 120, and these people smoking, they eat whatever they want. Well, that's because their surroundings. They don't have people. Why am I still holding this? Anyhow, they don't have people, whether it's YouTube or social media or people around you, making you afraid to eat anything. You be like, man, I'm just gonna fast. I'm straight. I'm just fasting. I'm good. I'm good. Nah. If if somebody ever said, don't go outside without a jacket, you're gonna get sick. Do you know they unknowingly they just did witchcraft on you? They put a spell on you. Don't do that. Tell people, it's a little chilly. You don't want to wear a coat. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. Heck, and if they catch a cold, let them catch it. They better wear a coat next time. But what I'm saying is, like I haven't been sick in 8 years. I'm from Michigan. It's spring. It's April. It's still freezing outside. I'm in this shirt right here. I don't need to hear, oh, you're going to get sick. Don't put no spells on me. You don't have my mental consent. No mental consent. You don't have it. No means no. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that from you. Love you. Appreciate you. But heart might even be in the right place. But I got something a little bigger. So yeah, stop worrying about all that, what you're going to eat. And like I say, when you get the real word that's in your flesh, all those verses not only just pop out at you, you're like, hold up. I'm living this. Says it's the word was then, now, and forever. So, like I say a lot too, the game doesn't change, only the players. Why are we changing? How shall the end be? Just like the beginning. What were you in the beginning? Nothing comes after I am. Nothing. Nothing. I am a great I am. You are what? I have no darn idea. You are what? But I can give you pieces. I am this. I am that. No. I am that I am. I don't owe you any explanations. I know what I know. I don't talk to. See, and my thing is, a lot of people think I was like a Mason or indoctrinated. No, that's why I can share it. I don't take oaths. It said any oaths is of the evil one. And that's not saying you guys are evil. I'm not. Because one of my closest cousins, he's a Mason. And, so, hey, nothing wrong with that. Them brothers seeking knowledge. But for me, that's just not what I chose. Choose to this day whom we shall serve. So, humanity, y'all. I just see something in humanity that a lot of people don't see. Pastors, preachers, teachers says, how can you say you love me? A guy that you've never seen, but you don't love your neighbor. that you see every day. And you don't literally see that source telling you, that's me. Grass, oh, that's me too, but that's me. But you can't see past the flaws. So you're serving like a false god. You're idol worshiping, but you don't know it. And some of y'all have a sense of it, but like I say, you know how much courage that takes? Do you know how much courage that takes? But you can always lean on me. I mean that. You can always lean on me. Look, reach out. Reach out. That I'm here to uplift humanity. By what? Uplifting myself. How do you uplift yourself? I become more and more of my true self. I gotta perfect my atoms, right? Hydrogenate my cells. So when like I was talking about the mind, and when you eat, also, like I say, breathe, study some things about water. I'm gonna give you some things, but not right now. And make sure that your body is oxygenized. You have oxygen in your cells, and your mind is pH, is hydrated. I told people when they put that little thing on your finger, I said that they say that can tell whether you're dehydrated or not. I told so many people, no, it cannot. That just means the oxygen levels, but that does not mean that you're hydrated. That's our cells, the CELL, oxygen. pH, that's ourselves. But if you're not, that pH, and a lot of people are dehydrated. Heck, I might be dehydrated right now, but I'm aware of it. Well, let me just drink some water. It is not that simple. But then again, it is. Let me say that. Then again, it is. I don't want to do what I said, other people do. It's like, okay, when you learn something, once you know, you know. So let's just say you're at a place where you think you just drink water to get hydrated. If you truly believe that, you probably can. No, you can. You can. So let me not say that. Let me not say that. You get to the right vibration. Haven't been sick in 8 years. Why? Because every sickness has a frequency, right? Everything. I'm telling you, all of it. Everything has a frequency. When you're above that frequency, can't get you. Can't get you. And when you're aware of that, like I said, you named it. You named that frequency, just like liquor is alcohol. You got power over it. Am I saying just go get drunk? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying don't let the liquor make you. Don't let the money make you. Don't let the sickness make you. Literally, rise above it. I'm living it, y'all. This. When I used to hear people say, Will, the guy I was telling you about, he'd be like, I didn't read this out of book. I'm living it. You don't truly understand that until you're on your journey and it happens to you, right? Oh, my phone is about to, or my tablet rather. I do, y'all. I know. I got to get some better technology. I get it. Try to look past this, right? Maybe this is here to see if you can see past that delusion. Like I said earlier, source might say, okay, this young, humble man, well, I guess middle-aged now, I forgot. But anyway, this middle-aged, humble man down in his basement, don't have all the fancy cars and all, well, But anyway, the fancy cars, houses, not flashing all the money like Floyd Money Mayweather. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Maybe 1 or 2, 11 subscribers? Can you hear it there? Because when you want something and you thirst for something and you hungry for something, you're going to get it. By any means necessary. Any righteous means. Hell, any means necessary, you're going to get it. But when you prissy about it, and you hide your flaws like you don't even have them, just keep them unconscious, you get a strong delusion. That's why you can only serve in spirit and in truth. And truth hurts. Just like unconditional love. It can hurt. See, what we consider love is mostly oxytocin. That's like the love hormone. And when that oxytocin wears off, you're like, well, you see that real person, looks go away. You're like, man, I remember, and it's nothing against her. She's a beautiful person. I'm not talking again about her. But I guess we just clashed. I would go home, I put my head down. I'm in the car, right? Like Married with Children. Remember Al Bundy and Peggy? I put my head down and I'd be like, I really got to go in this door. And I was excited to see my kids, but it was just like, I know I'm walking into an argument. I know I haven't done anything, but yet I did something. I don't know what it is, but I did something. So let me go see what that something is. And surely enough, normally it was something. And don't think you can say, well, why did you just ignore it? A sister? Yeah, okay. So look, y'all, the power we have within, our inner power. I got to end this and bring up the beginning again. Just like you do a paper, the thesis. I gotta come right back. So this is the conclusion. This is the conclusion, y'all. We have to move from the basic tradition, right? Listen, if you want to serve truly in spirit and truth and serve without the delusion, because I'm telling you, when that water, I'm telling you, that oxygen and that hydration, and I'm not there right now. I'm telling you, when I get there and I do a message, y'all gonna be like, okay, brother man ain't lying. Hey, brother man, for real. You gotta walk this thing out, y'all. No, walk it out, walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. You have to walk it out. You gotta literally follow Christ. And Christ didn't just, he said, hey, I'm here to do the will of my Father. Everybody else, Solomon, he wanted to be wise. Never said Jesus was the wisest man to ever walk. It said it was Solomon. And Solomon, everybody's still looking at the wisdom, but they're not looking at what did it lead to. So it's that saying, oh, that means that's one of them poor messages and to stay poor or whatever. No. That's one of the messages of saying no matter what you have, if you really have a relationship with Source, it's always enough. That's what that's saying. So it's saying, like the rich man, could you give it all away? And you have that love, but you're like, I don't know. So it's not bonding to the things of this world. That's what I'm saying. And only you know your level. Only you know your level, right? Even though you know that ego gonna try to get in there. You already know that. You know that. So I just want to encourage, not try to change your mind. Let me tell you something. One thing I do not do is try to infringe my beliefs, my thoughts, or any of my opinions onto anybody else. I'm just here. Hey, when you are able to really listen and didn't just say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about, and block it out, when you can really hear, where does faith come from? Hearing. Not saying have faith in me. Please don't. But what I'm saying is when you can hear, literally hear what I'm saying, it's talking to your subconscious. And your subconscious will start talking to you. It will set up things. Man, we are so powerful. Situations will be set up. People might be pushed out. So right now, if and when that happens, you got me. You got me. So things that may not make sense, I'm going to give you, it's not going to be logical. I'm telling you, it's not going to be logical. I'm going to give you some things that is going to put you in a state of remembrance. I throw water. Water. Wake up. Remember Full House? Wake up. Awakening. Anywho, a great awakening just came to me. I'm about to end this. If you stuck with me this long, this may not have been one of my best messages. However, hey, it was the message that was supposed to be delivered. That's perfection, y'all. Perfection is being confident in whatever it is that you do. So if this was just the most eloquent message ever, you don't even supposed to take pleasure in it anyway. That's honestly not unconditional love. When you're really doing this work, y'all, do you know it's supposed to be like nothing? Because it really doesn't supposed to be you doing it. So how can you take credit for something that something else is really doing? That's humbleness. That's love, y'all. You start walking it out. So like people give to the homeless or heal people. When Christ healed people, what did he say? Your faith has healed you. He didn't say I healed you. He said your faith has healed you. Hint, I'm here if you need me. Source what? God what gives you what you need. So if Source sends you my way, I will be prepared to receive you. But so I'm here if you need me. But your faith can heal you. So you really don't need nothing outside of you. You don't. But we're learning. You know what I mean? We're learning. And the biggest thing I'm gonna teach you is all about you. You are the star. But this doesn't have to be one of them big theatrical events. Some of these events, nobody might yet not even know about. It's a lot of very, you can call them deep things, spiritual things that I experienced. It was sacred. It was sacred. Sacred is secret. It's intimate. That's that relationship with Source. It's like if you're married, you don't go telling people, yeah, me and my wife, boy, we got down last night, baby. We went, hey, we did it. It's like they be looking at you like you're crazy. You weakening it. Birth it. You birthing babies. It's an intimate thing that's just between you and Source. And what you're getting a new name. You will be before kings. But them kings don't logicalize. Is logicalize a word? Heck, if it's not, I just made it one, boy. We're going to put logicalize. I'm going to have to write that down. But don't logicalize what that person, place, or thing is going to look like. Kings. Some translations say great people. But what do you consider great? What do you consider great? What do you consider a king? Crowned. The crown chakra. Illuminated. And not the illumination that the world gives. Anyway, all right, I'm really about to end there because, yeah, that's where we end at, people. Come on now, you know what I'm about to say. Shalom and unconditional love.